Right. We're going to start in a few seconds. Hi, I'm Lauren Reiley, by the way. As you guys know from the webinar post or the post from Yellowbrick, I am a recent graduate of the Music Industry Essentials program. So if you guys have any questions, there is a Q&A section at the bottom of the Zoom chat on the right-hand side. And then you can also chat if you want, ask any questions. And then at the end, I'll probably end up giving you guys my socials so you can contact me if you have any other further questions. So yeah. All right. We'll wait one more minute and then I'll start. Okay, so I'll get started. So again, my name is Lauren Reiley. I am a recent graduate of the Music Essentials program, and I'm going to give you a little bit about my background, why I chose to be a part of the program, and my experience, and then my next steps from here on out. So I started, and I feel like a lot of people are of the same passion about music from an early age, and I started with singing and lyrical writing, and then I was playing instruments throughout middle school, sang choir. Music for me, making it was almost as a hobby right now. So right now it's not the passion, but I knew I always wanted to be around music. And then as throughout my life, as I got older, I just kept growing that love for it through listening. And then in school at SDSU, I graduated with a marketing degree there. I was at my senior year and I knew that I wanted to further my knowledge in the industry. And down in San Diego, there's a big nightlife and for events and everything. So I ended up meeting my boss at the time, who I told my aspirations and what I wanted to do. And he offered me a job with his company, which is a marketing and management company. And we did a lot of entertainment and music events. So I started as an intern there. Eventually, I moved up through coordinator, manager role for the next 5 years. But throughout that whole time, I worked on large events with artists like Millennium, a lot of electronic events. And then Millennium, we had rappers like Tory Lanez, we had Trey Songz, and then we also worked with the nightclubs for that marketing, their marketing. So I got to be around a lot of cool things and cool events, and it really kept pushing my motivation to be in further in the music industry. So around, I want to say around the end of 2019, I was ready to move on with my job and pursue a further my career, I guess you could say. And then furthering that, at the end of the 2019, I was looking for jobs and I didn't really have anything set in stone. And then the ad for Yellowbrick for their music industry essentials program popped up. And it was kind of like, oh my gosh, this is the right time, right thing, right time. And so I researched it. I wanted to see kind of if it was like reasonable and legit for me. And it was. And at the end of 2019, I signed up for the program. Little did we know that the pandemic was going to happen. So I guess, again, it was right time. And I wasn't finding any jobs or anything like that. And again, the industry program came along and I started studying everything. And once I got into the program, I thought you were only going to learn bits and pieces of everything, but you learn a lot. You learn so much. And through each course, you're learning a multitude of different things. And that's what I liked about the program. And then you're also putting yourself into different people's shoes and you're kind of being, oh, what would this artist feel like, or what would the marketing person feel like, or how to run a studio. And I think essentially that helps you understand the whole scope of the industry in itself. But yeah, I chose the program because it was a great stepping stone for my career, and it was essential to furthering my career in the industry. And little did I know, later on, I applied to graduate school for music business. And honestly, it helped me a lot. It helped me be actually kind of get into programs. And a lot of the advisors recommended me putting it in there and kind of stepping on it. And even with the essays and stuff that I did for the graduate program, I was able to utilize what I learned from the music industry, this program, and put it in there. So essentially, without this program, I don't think I would have gotten into the schools that I would have. Um, Kind of going back on how the program is, it's very interactive, and you're meeting a lot of people. You're learning from the best, I guess, in a sense, the leaders in the industry. And I guess each course, again, is very different. I would have to say that all the courses were kind of my favorite because they kind of pushed you to think outside the box and push yourself to be more confident. And like I said, I don't know if I'm hitting on everything that I needed to. But yeah, the program honestly has helped me a lot and helped me be more confident and push myself. And if you truly want to be in the music industry and you're still unsure what kind of path you want to go down, this program is definitely for you. I kind of got more insight on not just about the marketing, because I was really into going into the marketing side of it. Now I want to go into A&R, or now I want to go into the legal side of it. There's so many different outlooks that you can go down, and the program was really, really good in that sense for me. So if there's any questions, I'm ready to ask them as well. So you can kind of help if you want to ask me anything. Yeah. So, but yeah, sorry. This is my first time, guys, so I'm a little nervous, but so the program, oh, here, I'll answer. I think that's how you answer. So Brenda, thank you for the question and thank you for being here. How long did it take me to complete the program? So it took me about a year, and unfortunately there's reasons why, because I sorry to get sentimental, it kind of took me a long time, but my mom ended up passing away in September. So that kind of stopped it, but it also helped me stay more motivated. But I think the program could take you anywhere from a year. It's just dependent on your schedule. It could take you 3 months to a year. And it's just how much you want to put in each day. For me, I kind of scheduled it out where I did 3 modules a day at the time. So I was on track to kind of finishing, I want to say, within 5 months. But yeah, so it kind of takes you, it took me about a year, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm nervous. Next, I'll ask from Wesley, what are some of your favorite courses, modules you were required to study in the program? So like I said, I think every program or course was fun for me. I think a lot of the programs, it was really creative, and I like learning about all of them. I want to say, so you learn about, the first one is the learning about the history. You are learning about how kind of just music started in general, and you're understanding the basis and where genres of music have played out. The money in music was really interesting because now we're seeing how money is placed differently and how you can generate revenue in different areas of the industry. Building your image and creating your authentic artistic self was a good one, because it pushed you to one of the projects was writing lyrics, so it pushed you to kind of understand who you are artistically as an artist and who you want to be. And then there was producing the record, and in that one you got to build your own studio, which was really cool. And then you got to also build your own performance stage, and they all go through like what you need for each performance and everything like that. Marketing and music was really fun because you got to plan out a whole event. That was something that I love doing. So I think you can take away something from every course. You just have to be very open-minded and understand that your project isn't going to be the same as everyone else's project. But also at the same time, you get to look at other people's projects and other people's ideas. So I hope that answered that question. From Andrew, do you think you need to go to grad school to get a business side of the music industry? For me, I think everyone's different. For me, I believe that I wanted to go back to school, and with everything that's happened in this past year, I think I really wanted to pursue my degree further, and I have I don't know, it was something that I wanted to do. So if you're in the position where you can get a job in the industry, go for it. For me, I wasn't getting any ground. But like I said, I always wanted to go back to school. I always wanted to learn more. So again, it's just dependent on who you are and where you feel best. And if you can figure out whether school or not, you can figure out how you're going to get in the industry. I think I answered that question. So, from Lindsay, how does the program help you set up for networking and interviews? The program itself has a great network. They have Facebook groups, they have the LinkedIn groups, and you find a lot of people. Obviously, we're all in the same kind of path that we want to go down, and you find a lot of people that are willing to help you out and set you up with, maybe this is a potential job you would like. So as far as the courses itself, it kind of teaches you how to apply yourself to jobs in the industry. But I think utilizing the networks that they have through their Facebook and through LinkedIn, you're going to meet so many people, because you're not only just talking to people that are just starting out in the industry. There could be someone that owns a record studio or a studio, and they need someone to work for them. There's a wide scope of people that are in this this program that will help you out. So I definitely would recommend finding the Facebook group and just saying, hey, I'm introducing yourself, and I think interviews and would follow. So that's one of them. From Ashley, thanks for taking the time. What schools are you looking into attending to coincide with what you've learned? So I actually got into the Berklee Music School program. And then there's one other school that I'm waiting on, but we'll see if I get into that. I applied to USC, that program. So, yeah, so I'm waiting on that one. And they definitely coincide with one another. And I think the Berklee program was really adamant about adding this to the application and adding it to me putting it on there. And I think that's how I got in. A big reason why I got in. Obviously, like my work experience and everything like that really helped, but my academic advisor was like, this is very helpful. And now that this program's catching speed and more people are hearing about it, I feel like they're going to know, and they're going to be like, oh, well, that's really cool. And this person really pushed themselves, and this person really wanted to learn more about the industry. And now they're taking that next bigger step. So I think a lot of the stuff that you learn was, I guess, you learn a lot in this program, but they're taste testers to what you're going to learn in graduate school from my knowledge. So Juliana, do you have any suggestions for balancing university courses or life in general with the program? Well, the great thing about the program is you can finish it on your own time. I mean, you have to make the payments, of course, and everything, but the good thing about it is that you can do this when your university work. Obviously, make sure your university courses are taken care of and everything like that, but that's the good thing about this program. You're not forced to have a due date for your projects. You're not forced to have a set schedule, but that's the nice thing about it. So if you already have that discipline of your courses, you can make sure you put an hour or two for the program itself. And again, the projects are really, really fun to do. They're not like, I don't know, for me, sometimes the university courses are they're not fun, but these courses are fun to do, and they really bring out your creative side. And but yeah, if you have a set schedule, I'm very big on making sure I have my times of my day set up. But again, this course is very easy when it comes to making sure you can take an hour or two out of your day to do the courses. So let me go down. For Jordan, during COVID pandemic, what have you been doing to further your goals, and how? So during the pandemic, I started doing this course, obviously. But I've been focusing, I've learned to start, after I left my job, I've learned to focus on myself a lot. And I think that was very challenging, and a lot of people don't do that sometimes, and you need to focus on yourself. And I think with this course, I was really making a commitment and doing something that I truly love. So with this, the COVID has kind of helped me in that sense of making sure I'm focusing on myself and truly doing something that I truly love. The pandemic, besides that, has made me focus on creating relationships and stepping out of my comfort zone. And again, I probably wouldn't have done this a year ago, this webinar, because it's something that I wouldn't do. And it's because of the program and because of Yellowbrick and meeting the people that I've met. I have been stepping outside my comfort zone, and I've been pushing myself and kind of not listening to critics in a sense. So there's that. Let's answer from Elise. Do you have any tips for starting out in the industry in the pandemic? Network, start to network, take courses, read up on everything music related. As you guys know, that I struggled to find a job, and it still hasn't been the easiest. And I kind of pivoted, and I'm like, I'm going back to school, which is scary, and I'm not making the income that I originally was. And I think you just have to keep networking and keep pushing. And it's a tough time. And there's going to be times where you're like, oh, it's not going to happen. Live events aren't going to come back. Nothing's going to come back. But I think there's always ways to pivot. And that's the thing about the music industry. There's going to be something new that's going to come up. And I believe that networking and talking to people is going to be helpful during this pandemic. And there's a lot of people talking socially. So I think that reaching out to people and reaching out and talking to them, that's going to be helpful, because eventually they may have a job down the line and they already know you rather than they know someone that just popped up. So From Kevin, what do you think about the current music? Are you taught more about creating hits or just the best song? That's a good question. Um, I think so. I'm very big on the idea. I don't know, the hits thing, I feel like is so everyone's making a hit and everyone has to make a hit. I'm more into the indie side of music, I guess you could say. And I think every song could be the best song. It's just the popularity. Um, I think a lot of music now is just being pushed out, and that's why I'm geared more towards like the independent artist and listening to more of the unique songs and everything. I don't know. I think sometimes music is just there for a profit in a sense, and I think we need to get back into the quality of it, if that answers your question. We'll answer Juliana again. What will you be majoring in, and how has your marketing experience helped you? So I'll be majoring in music business. So it's pretty much just um, a scope of everything, I guess, from financial. And I think you get to pick some courses, especially at the end of the the degree. You're gonna pick out specified courses if you want to go into marketing or if you want to go to finance or you want to go into legal. But right now you're like I said, you're learning pretty much everything that the business side of the music industry is going to offer you. And then eventually I think you go into kind of picking your bread and butter, so to speak. For the undergraduate, for the marketing degree, it actually helped me get the job that I had. And I think it taught me how to run like ads and everything like that, which is super, super important from Facebook and understanding analytics. And so that way, for this degree, it's helpful because I understand the analytics, the marketing side, but now I'm going to learn the financials, everything that you need to know. Um, but marketing, it helped me understand the consumer from everywhere because that was just it wasn't a music degree, but you're understanding marketing from all aspects and the consumer behavior and data analysis. It isn't, some of it isn't the most fun, but I think the creative side of it for marketing was really fun for me. And I think one of my projects in undergrad was making a new product for like a Gatorade company line. And so I think marketing really helped me promote products, understand how to market to people, and understanding the consumer. So I think marketing was really, really fun for me because it was just more of the creative side. So keep going with it. And yeah. So we'll go through. I'm sorry, Jane. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name. Jaina. Her last name starts with an M. Did you find the projects that were assigned in the course helpful? Do the instructors provide feedback? You can get you can get feedback from the instructors if you like. And I feel like you can always reach out to those instructors through the Facebook groups, or even you can find them on Facebook or LinkedIn and you can ask them. You can get feedback from it, and you can also get feedback from the people that are in the program itself. So like I said, from the Facebook groups, you can ask them and get their advice on the different courses and different projects that you do. The projects are extremely helpful. I don't think I ever did anything that was old to me, I guess, in a sense. So building a studio was so new, but it was so cool because you got to put what you wanted. And then building a performance stage, that was really cool. And you got to come up with something that you would want to see yourself or someone that you're, as a manager, you're like your artist. And then I want to say the writing, there was one where you had to write your own lyrics about a time, about your persona, and you're kind of figuring out who you are as a person. And I think that really helped me gain my confidence and kind of understand where my pathway through this industry was going to go. So definitely the courses are very, very helpful. And again, there were a lot of stuff, a lot of things that I didn't know. And now that I know them, I can utilize them and talk to professionals and feel confident about it. So definitely the projects were definitely helpful. And you can use them. I'm going to share my website link. You can use them on your portfolio. They're great for that. People can see your work. They can see your work and they can see what you did and that you understand how to market yourself and stuff. So yeah. Um I am so I'm doing freelance right now, more mainly in the marketing kind of area, but I once I figure out where I'm going, because I may be moving to LA. I'm currently in the Bay Area right now. So I am going to have a job either down there or up here. So, but right now I'm just doing remote freelance work. The other question, how do you think this program can help you land a job in the music industry? You're going to meet people. So you're gaining a whole group of like-minded friends, I guess, in a sense, when you join the program. And they know what you've been learning. And then two, you're talking to them and you have a whole, like I said, you have a whole new network of people. And it's not just people who are starting out. You're going to meet people that are in um, in owners of like music studios or something like that, or marketing companies. But I think that will help you land a job. And also, if you're just putting your best effort forward and truly pushing yourself to be in the industry, I think that is going to help you land a job. And then again, also, like I said, for me, it's not just a job, but like going to graduate school and landing getting accepted to the program. I think they see that and you're actually really striving to better yourself. Um, let's see. Give me one second. Another anonymous. Does the course focus mainly on the business side of the industry, or does it teach you about creating music as well? What would this course be beneficial for someone looking to start a freelance music career? I think so. Specifically, it doesn't teach you the music, learning how to play music, but it teaches you how, as an artist, say like you have your own music and you want to put it out there, it teaches you how to put it out there. It teaches you the steps to get into those positions to get noticed. And it talks about how putting your music on Spotify, or how to produce an album, especially in today's, it's a lot of singles that are being pushed out there. So how to market yourself for a EP that you're going to put out. It goes through all of that. It is beneficial, I feel like, for someone who is an artist. Again, this program is beneficial for anyone that wants to be in the industry, because I think you need to learn every aspect of it to really be a big factor in the industry. So for someone who's an artist, you're going to learn how to market yourself. You're going to learn who you need by your side, when you need by your side, who you need to hire at the right time, who's going to who you need to be on your team, or like what you need to have for a performance. And it goes through everything. Like I said, so like from performance to recording studios, what you need in the recording studio, from marketing yourself as an artist. And I think for someone who is going to be an artist in the industry, the one that I think was really important was the finding your authentic self. I think that was module 2, I believe. And you are really diving deep into who you are as an artist. So I think for an artist, I think freelance music career, I think this is definitely for someone like you. Jacqueline, you are fine for missing the first 5 minutes. My work experience, I can go over that for anyone that has missed it. I was in San Diego my senior year. I ended up getting a internship, and it was for a marketing and management company that worked in the entertainment and music industry. So we worked with festivals, we worked with nightclubs, and I would do a lot of the marketing. I got my bachelor's degree in marketing at San Diego State, and I again back to the job, but I worked my way all the way up to marketing manager. So I was running social, I was running ads, I was pretty much doing everything that you could think of in the marketing world for the entertainment industry. I was talking to artists. Actually, I didn't hit on this. I was talking to managers of artist clients. I was talking to the artist. And for me, that kind of helped understand how to communicate with artists. And not every artist is the same. One's gonna want this video, one's gonna want a different one. You kind of have to, that was one thing that I learned with artists. You have to be very communicative with them. So, oops. All right, my computer. Lindsay, my computer. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go back on if some people left. But how does the program professors help you prepare for networking and interviews at jobs? They prepare you by helping you understand everything that you need to know in the industry from this scope that you need to enter the industry. They prepare you on different like marketing techniques that are starting to come up in the world, or like financially, and if you're an artist, how to again promote yourself. And then going back networking, you have a whole group of people in the Facebook group that will help you help get a job or land an interview or give you tips on what to do. I think just again understanding everything, that's what the main priority of the program is, that they help you understand what you need to do and what you need to understand in the industry. Sorry, that's where was I given LL Crawley? Let me make sure. Work with peers, individuals within the music industry. If you're LL, were you given the opportunity to network with peers and individuals within the music industry? Again, goes back to, I think if you're talking about the program itself or previous, for my job, I was definitely able to network with a lot of different people in the industry when I was working with them back in before 2019. And then with this program, you're able to network with people and you're able to meet people that may help you land a job. So I definitely was given an opportunity to network, and I'm still given an opportunity to network with peers and everything like that. Maria, do I have any advice for getting a label off the ground? I don't, but I feel like that's a great question for the LinkedIn or Facebook group, because I know there's people that do own their own labels. So I think that's definitely a question that you can ask in the group, that they'll definitely, like I said, there's going to be someone that probably owns a studio or runs a managing team for a music company that will definitely help you give you more advice on that. Sorry, I couldn't answer it. So Tom, where do you think an indie artist can use the most help in gaining traction and expanding their following? I think you just have to, like it says a lot in the program itself, I think you got to put yourself out there and find your own. There's a big thing where it's like finding your own genre, I guess, in a sense, and finding a niche that a lot of people haven't heard before, but you know that they're gonna like. I'm trying to answer this question. But I think definitely putting your music out there and putting your music on Spotify and definitely in like the indie genres if you're trying to be an indie artist. And I think if someone shuffle plays, I think that's a lot of things with the Spotify. Um, and I think just putting your music out there and maybe even on SoundCloud or whatever, but expanding your following. Definitely, if you're another recommendation, if you're trying to expand your following, I would try to market yourself, maybe put a sponsored ad or two out there because I've seen a lot of that on Facebook. People just putting their music videos or their songs and people click on it. But I'm sorry I can't answer the question fully, but I think a lot of the time is just gaining traction is just keep pushing and putting your songs out there wherever you can and asking for people to put it on the radio or whatnot, or definitely putting on Spotify. Wesley, are there any opportunities to visit professors in virtual office hours for questions or networking purposes? Um, I believe so. I'm not sure. I think I don't know if um, Kristen can answer that question for you, the social media manager. Um, but I believe so. She may have to answer that question for you. Do you have any advice for high schoolers looking to get in the industry? Start by reaching out, depending on what you want to do. If you're an artist, obviously start by putting music out there now. One thing that I don't want to say I regret is not starting sooner and starting to intern sooner for companies and starting my pursuant of my, I don't know, starting to pursue more careers in the industry. That's one thing that I regret. But if you're in high school, definitely start learning about the industry as much as you can. And you're going to have a leg up if you do it now and you understand that you're with the changing times, but definitely start by learning, and definitely this program is perfect for you and you can sorry yeah, so what are your thoughts on the future of the music industry, especially since the pandemic? I think a lot of artists are struggling right now, just in general. I think there are the ones that are still profiting and making money, especially from what I read, are the streaming services. A lot of artists aren't able to perform and able to do what they used to. But I think one of my main things was with my graduate application and asked you what the changing times was. And I think there needs to be modifications in how the artists are being treated right now and payment wise. The future of it, I do think there's going to be live events. I do think that they're going to come back in by 2023, I hope. But I think definitely the future is going to mean more rights to the artists, more rights to the people making the music, and yeah. For someone who has no experience, I'll answer, sorry. For someone who has no experience from the music or entertainment industry, what is your advice to get your foot in the door? I think this is a great program for you to get your foot in the door in. And if you have no experience, this gives you a ton of experience. And like I said, this program has helped me go into being able to get into a graduate program. But like, yeah, this program will help you understand everything that you need to know and just kind of keep learning. Even without this program, just keep learning, keep trying to read articles. And there's a lot of places that with minimal experience, you can still get a job at a music company, I guess. It's tough because this industry is tough, but I believe that with this program and you feeling confident that you understand and you really applying what you've learned, you can definitely find a job with this in the industry. Hello. Hi, Kevin. What is your take on live streaming a band and the best way to promote the event? I'm big on going to the actual events. Like live streaming is awesome. And it's cool that some of the places, I forget what the sites are called, but you can it's like you pay $5 for a concert, which people are making money at certain venues. I think it's awesome if you have a very big name artist, but I feel like a lot of the times some of the events aren't gonna have the return that they need. But my live streaming I haven't really been into it because it doesn't give me the feeling of actually going to the event. So that's why when I hope that live events do come back. But I think the best way to promote is, I'm blanking on the names of the sites that you can, but the best way to promote is by going on those, like, shoot, I forget what they're called. But you can pay to have people watch your show. And the best way to promote is just social media and maybe putting an ad out or two and spending $10 maybe for a day and seeing where that gets you. But live streaming is cool because you get to still see it, but it's not my personal favorite thing to do, or to watch. But again, the best way would be posting on social, letting people know that you're having that event and maybe putting a little money behind it and reaching out to your fans and letting them know that you're going to have an event. Juliana, do you think this course has transferable skills for someone who wants to work in dance and theater as well as singing? Well, so they do. I don't know if if you're also in this course. They also have this course, but they also have a performance and theater course that you can take. So, I mean, combining the two, you definitely would learn a whole realm of like skills and everything that you would probably need to know. So definitely the skills from the program that I took are very transferable. With, like I said, the program helped me answer a lot of the questions for my graduate school application, and they helped me sound confident and know what I was talking about. Even like with that, even though I didn't get job applications or something like that, talking about my experience with a certain project that I did, that it actually helped me get a job or send an application for a job. But definitely for grad school, I noticed that a lot of the questions that were being asked had relevancy to the programs or the program and the course itself. So So I hope that answers your question, but definitely if you're into theater, they also have the other program, and I think it was linked below right there. So there's that. I hope I answered everyone's question. Oh, okay, so I have another one. So from Tracy, sorry I missed your question. Oh, I missed 2 questions. They come in. So I have a few more from an anonymous. Does the course go into the technical side of creating music? They go into what you need, but like I said, they don't really go into mixing and mastering, but they tell you kind of what you need to know about mixing and mastering. I definitely would, that's a good question, or good question to ask the Facebook group, because if there's someone that understands mixing and mastering, they can probably maybe teach you how to do that, or there's other courses. But creation of music, the only thing that's really close to it is the authentic self module, where you're writing your lyrics about yourself. But unfortunately, there isn't the mixing and mastering. They just kind of tell you what you need to mix and master. So does the course mainly focus, oh, I already answered that question, sorry. How do you get graded? Did you submit your project? So yeah, I submitted my projects, and you don't necessarily get graded, but if you would like feedback, you can get feedback from it. And that's the kind of nice thing about it. And they don't want to pressure you with feeling like you're being graded all the time and that you're not good enough and the project that you did wasn't something fantastic, because everyone's going to be different. Everyone's mind is going to be, oh, they do have a webinar on mixing engineering. Sorry about that, but on the chat, they do have a mixing and engineering that you can, a video. But yeah, you don't get graded. You don't have the feeling of, again, you're not doing well enough. And that's the best part about it. I think you're able to be your full creative self. And then you also get to look at what other people are doing too. So like when you submit a project, you can see other projects that people have submitted, and you kind of see who they are and kind of understand that everyone's different, but everyone has unique ideas, and I think it's really cool. But yeah, you submit your projects, but you don't have to get graded on them. Tracy, I'm in college and do not have any experience. Can you please? My best advice would be, I don't know where you are specifically, but my best advice was just to apply to internships and jobs. A lot of the times they're looking to see that you are in, so to speak, like marketing or finance, but that's where they come in to teach you how to run certain things in their programs. But the program itself, if you have it and you don't have any experience, I think it would give you a leg up on internships, most definitely, especially if you're in college. I think a lot of the times people don't have the experience that you would for an internship. And luckily, I was able to network with my boss and get the job there because he kind of knew. But I think with this, and then networking and meeting people so they know you face to face, it's going to be huge for you to land an internship or job in the marketing field. But a lot of the times these internships are looking for people that have some knowledge, but not fully, because they're there to teach you. And that's what the internship's about. But don't ever think that because you have no experience, that means you can't do it. It's just, you got to find other ways to learn and understand so they can see that you really want to be a part of this. And again, this is a very good program for young college students or even high school students to get their foot in the door. And again, that's why I wish this was around when I was in college. And but yeah, it's going to be helpful if you take this course as an additive. I think those were all the questions. I apologize, this is my first time, but it was all over the place and I hope it can answer. So on the side, if you do have any other questions, you can email the course that I couldn't answer. You could also email the course and the email is on the side of the chat that's there. I'm gonna post my social and pretty much everything that's I have. And I would love, like, if you guys have any more questions that I didn't answer or you couldn't answer, that's all of my information. Or yeah, if you want to reach out, get any more advice, just talk. I'm here. But yeah, I hope I answered your questions the best of my knowledge. But my best advice, I want to kind of leave on a like a final note, but my best advice is just keep pushing. One, because you don't know what's going to happen. I know as cheesy as it sounds, but like you don't know what's going to happen in this life. And I really was scared to commit to my dreams and my passions. And I feel like a lot of people sometimes just put their hands up and they're like, oh, I'm just going to go with this. And I knew that I loved music. So for me, no matter what anyone said, I had to have the confidence to keep pushing. And again, this program came up at the right time, helped give me confidence, and helped me see that I truly wanted to be in this industry. So again, my best advice is just if you want to be in music and you love it and you want to give 110%, go for it. And I'm I don't know. I think it's super important to follow your dreams and your passions because I don't know, you want to be the happiest in this life. So I think if you guys are willing, whether or not you have experience or not, but you really want to get into the industry, this is a perfect program for you. And then again, just keep pushing. And but yeah, that's my best advice. Also, if you guys have any questions about my like graduate application process, I can also answer those later on. But yeah, but it was really nice talking to all of you. I hope I answered every single question. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm excited if you guys join the program. I'm excited to see where you go. And yeah, we'll probably all stay connected on the Facebook groups and I'm there. But thank you again for letting me talk and letting me answer your questions and telling you about my experience.